all of these Wiltshire country bumpkins are claiming that I'm a traitor operating for a Russian spy agency. It's all very interesting indeed. I delineated many times. I have no connections to the Russian state. All the intelligence services of a foreign nation operate for cosmic intelligence. Indeed, I'm on the lookout for Anglos of an extraterrestrial source, which I believe to be around 4 to 6% of paranoid schizophrenics in the United Kingdom, i.e., a lower number than the amount of paranoid schizophrenics that possess extraterrestrial consciousness. In Russia, interestingly indeed, it seems that the Anglos have a pineal problem. Indeed, while I was in the British mental health system, which I seem to have entered into several times now, I had trouble because there were so many boring and uninspiring people in these mental health institutions in Britain. So it's all very interesting to consider. Indeed, they didn't like me talking conspiracies, which is all very interesting considering the paranoid schizophrenics are usually known for talking about conspiracies, which makes me think there's rather a lot of misdiagnosis going on in the British mental health system to cover up for Masonic crime rings. Indeed, it's all very interesting to consider this. Indeed, Devizes police are attempting to scare me out of Wiltshire. So it's all very interesting indeed. They've enlisted members of the general population of Warminster who are all confidential police informants. Therefore, we shall refer to them as gang stalkers, to basically harass me in the street and attempt to scare me out of the county. It's all very interesting considering the revelations regarding Devizes police and their snitch network are in the public domain. So it's all very interesting to consider indeed. The exposure of Devizes police is my main mission, as Devizes police interconnect with Grenville Lodge number 1787, which overall is my key target. Indeed, I wish to destroy the British Hellfire Clubs. Indeed, Devizes police are technically an appendage of the British Hellfire Club networks, interlinked back up to the United Grand Lodge of England, i.e. the home of British Freemasonry. Indeed, all of these networks are interlinking. Therefore, the Devizes police organ harvesting ring, i.e. Walter Rose and Sons butcher shops, operates on a Masonic charter, handled now by Samuel Buchan, Master Mason of the 33rd degree of the Scottish Rite of Freemasonry and operative of the United Grand Lodge of England. So it's all very interesting to consider how all of these networks interlink. Indeed, psychiatrist Peter Cohen of Devizes Police is operative for a Sabbatean network of the Mossad attempting to gain data on me for use by the Israeli intelligence services to organize some sort of information scrub before my networks operate certain operations in Israel against the Zionist elite, i.e. Khazar Aryans and Sabbateans. So it's all very interesting to note indeed. Peter Cohen is directly employed by the Israeli security services, i.e. Shin Bet, in one capacity, i.e. Fourth Reich Continuum operatives, and the Mossad in another capacity. So it's all very interesting to note. As I stated before, both Mossad and Shin Bet are Fourth Reich continuum operations being run out of Germany by Bavarian Illuminist networks of Aryan Templars. So it's all very interesting to note that the entire Israeli intelligence, security, and defense structure is run by Aryan Templar networks, operative to destroy true Hebrews in a Holocaust is to be conducted by Nazis in conjunction with Faith of Ishmael adherents, as we are witnessing at the moment in Golders Green. Indeed, Nazi networks are operating in tandem with Faith of Ishmael jihadists to carry out a slaughter of Hebrew commoners on the orders of the Israeli state, i.e. networks of Khazar Aryans and Sabbateans. So it's all very interesting to note that a lot of the attacks on Hebrews in London are directly financed by Nazi elements within the Israeli state structure. Indeed, revealing this puts me at danger of attack from Devizes police cohorts, i.e. Mossad elements within the Green Lane Psychiatric Hospital structure, operating for PC Peter Cohen of Devizes Police, who has interconnectivity with the Mossad, as I've already explained, and wishes to basically have his name scrubbed from the internet via the utilization of a Mossad hit squad consisting of Sabbatean operatives sent to Warminster to attempt to lure me into a trap that will therefore see me operating for the Israeli state as a crown operative, which all links back into the Order of Nine Angles is the Lighthouse Network, who are the key component in this plan. Indeed, it's all very interesting to consider how all of this interlinks. Indeed, Dr. Peter Cohen has teamed up with Devizes Police Sergeant Peter Crofts, a key psychiatrist and mind shrinker of the Green Lane Psychiatric Facility that is a DVD black site and was responsible for the murder of 400,000 mental patients during the Cold War as part of a secret Holocaust, a burnt offering to the demon gods of Devizes Police. Indeed, Police Sergeant Peter Crofts is operative for networks connected to Peter Mandelson, interestingly, which is also a Mossad continuum. Therefore, this is a cell of the Israeli Secret Service that want to shoot me before I reveal anything about UFOs in Israel. Indeed, it's all very interesting to note that the Dimona nuclear reactor in Israel contains a vast underground base where UFOs are stored by Nazi technicians ready to operate full-scale aviation warfare utilizing new technology against Arabs to incite the Arabs to murder the real Hebrew population within Israel. So it's all very interesting to note. Indeed, a lot of this activity to do with the Dimona nuclear reactor is for false flag black operations of the Israeli security apparatus. So it's all very interesting to consider. Indeed, Hebrew heritage individuals make up 19% of the state of Israel's population and are some of the most endangered people on the earth. Indeed, it's all very interesting to consider that. Indeed, this is all a carefully guarded state secret. The majority of Israelis are Khazars, and therefore Aryan. Indeed, it's all very interesting to consider all of this. Indeed, Cass Lynch, i.e. Vermin, believes I belong in the nut house for my theories and cannot handle the truth that the Israeli Secret Service is a Nazi organization operating for Fourth Reich element within the British intelligence service and the German intelligence service, i.e. the extraterritorial Deutsche Verteidigungsdienst, satanic neo-Nazi criminal cabal. It's all very interesting how all of these networks interlink back to the Bavarian Illuminati, themselves employed a Sabbatean Hebrew as their frontman to distract any researchers from entertaining the concept that the Bavarian Illuminati was coordinated by Aryan Templar network of the Prussian Grand Lodge and the United Grand Lodge of England, i.e. key structures interconnected with Aryan Templar continuums of Druidry and Freemasonry. Indeed, it's all very interesting how all of this interconnects towards the final agenda, especially here in the United Kingdom, with the mass rape of village girls set to begin in the future after I am killed by the Russian intelligence services, i.e. the GRU. So it's all very interesting. Indeed, I do seem to be on the GRU's hit list. I've been on a watch list of the Russian security services for 14 years. Now I've been on the GRU's hit list for 4 years. So it's all very interesting to consider. Indeed, once the Russian intelligence services have killed me for exposing Vladimirovka, my organs will be sold on the black market to intelligence operatives who want to study my body parts. So it's all very interesting indeed. Various intelligence services want to study my cellular aspects. So it's all very interesting indeed. I'm expecting to be killed by the Russian intelligence services at some point for revealing that they utilized the extraterrestrial Russians, i.e. parapsychotics, for parapsychological and paranormal experimentation in underground chambers and secret psychiatric facilities all across the Russian Federation. Indeed, it's all very interesting to consider all of this. Indeed, it would be rather ironic if I was killed by the Russian intelligence services, and indeed I believe Devizes police are hoping it does happen, because they believe it would be karma. Indeed, that's not actually the case, because I don't operate for the Russian intelligence services, indeed operate for the cosmic intelligence services, and therefore have no alignment to the Russian state. Indeed, Putin's boys are watching these videos, wondering what side will he choose. This is the thing. I will choose my felines in the town I am living in, and no one else. Indeed, they know this is the case. Where I am located is where my loyalties are. Indeed, it's all very interesting to note this. Indeed, Devizes police are attempting to build up a case against me for espionage against the Crown, which would result in me being hanged for treason. However, there are various networks attempting to block this process from occurring, which is all very interesting indeed. There are various networks of witches using necromancy at the moment to try and guide me towards operating for British intelligence against the Russian intelligence services in the coming hybrid conflict. Indeed, I stated that in the event of a hybrid conflict, I will not be taking sides. I will solely be loyal to my felines. I will not be recruited by the Russian intelligence services. This is the thing. I have no loyalty to the Russian intelligence services at all. I only have loyalty to networks of Russian mental patients who possess special powers and are parapsychotic, just like me. There is no agenda of mine that is in any way driven by Russian state activity, and most certainly not the satanic networks of the GRU, who want to implant a device in my brain that would cause me to speak Russian in public. So it's interesting, some of the devices and serums that the GRU possess. Indeed, they possess weaponry that can turn you into a demented zombie, and basically injections that can cause Alzheimer's. So it's all very interesting to consider. Indeed, I'm sure the Russian intelligence services do have some sort of plan for me, because they're getting increasingly irritated with my statements regarding Devizes police, interestingly, which means they probably are implicated in some way in the Walter Rose and Sons butcher shop organ harvesting operation. So it's all very interesting to consider. Indeed, anyone watching these videos, I must remind you that you need to watch the entire series of videos on this channel to begin to understand all of my concepts. Indeed, it's all very interesting to consider. Indeed, the demononuclear reactor in Israel is a topic of serious contention and is indeed operative for the Fourth Reich. It is a hiding place for DVD operatives carrying out scare tactics against Hebrews and attempting to incite Arabs against Hebrews in the Middle East. So it's interesting to consider that the Zionist elite are entirely operative for the Nazis. So it's all very interesting to consider. There's also a lot of programming that goes on in Israel of Hebrews to get them to forget their ideals, basically. It's all very, very interesting to consider. Indeed, this large Nazi syndicate seems to be running absolutely everything. Indeed, it's all very strange to consider. I am a mental patient who has been branded a traitor, a Russian agent, and a Zionist spy. But I am none of these things at all. I'm simply a paranoid schizophrenic parapsychotic operating for cosmic intelligence, i.e., I am at a higher stage of evolution than the country bumpkins around me, and therefore they cannot conceive of the fact that I do not work for anyone but myself, which is actually the case. I am operating for a network of felines in Warminster who don't know who they are yet. However, we're going to see what comes down in this strange little garrison town and attempt to make sense of the situation regarding the British military intelligence capacity at Warminster military base and its actions concerning certain UFO projects There are actually military black ops in mind control programming. Indeed, it's interesting how UFO stuff tends to be a cover for mind control programming, such as the case in Rendlesham Forest in Surrey in the 1980s. Indeed, so very interesting to consider that UFO law and UFO operations are actually military black projects designed to cover up for mind control experimentation and the abduction of children to be sold on the DVD's black market paedophile circuit, basically. So it's all very interesting to consider. Indeed, the British military are heavily involved in the abduction of children by networks of DVD operatives within the British military service. So it's all very interesting to consider. It's also a cover for the organ trade. Indeed, all of this seems to connect back to Walter Rose and Sons Butcher Shop, i.e. Britain's equivalent of Yellow House. So it's all very interesting to consider. All of these aspects when analysing the Devizes police ring and its interconnectivity with Warminster military base and the local squaddies involved in the abduction of children from various locations, domestic and abroad, to basically sell to the Hellfire clubs. So it's all very interesting to consider. Indeed, I'm going to leave it there now.